Okay, start small. I already touched on this a little bit. You know, a lot of co-ops are pretty big. The one I belong to is 40 families. I deal with folks all around the country, and we're talking, some of them are 80 families and 200 kids. You don't start, please do not start that way if you're brand new. Start small, and it's okay to close the doors and say, sorry, we'll start a waiting list, but we only agreed to take on in so many families. 10 or 12 your first year is enough. 20 if you have someone who's experienced at running a co-op or been in a co-op before. Or if you have a co-op to take you underneath, you know, their wing and guide you. But start small and set a very specific time, because we can do just about anything if we know when it's going to end, right? So I think 6 weeks is nice, 8 weeks. You know, a semester is 15 weeks, but there's nothing that says your co-op has to go the whole semester. So for the first one, run it for 8 weeks and then take a break. And then see if everybody's interested in coming back for another 8 weeks, or maybe you wait till the next semester, okay? So you can plan it over the summer. You can say we're going to do it for 8 weeks in the fall, 8 weeks in the spring. I know another co-op, they do three trimesters, if you will, 3 8-week sessions during the school year. It is up to you. There are no written rules. You get to do what you want, okay? And if you can, find a church. Find a church that will let you be underneath and part of their ministry. It solves a whole lot of problems. The whole back page of your handout out of the IRS and the not-for-profit status and all that stuff. If you can find a church that lets you be under their ministry, all those headaches go away, because you're just one of their ministries as a church. If not, maybe find another co-op and say, hey, can we be underneath your umbrella for a year or two to get our feet underneath us and find out if this is even going to work. And my co-op had a friendly split because, well, lots of reasons, the dates changed and locations and we were getting too big. Had a friendly split, and now this new co-op they're the ones, my friend Michelle, who's going to help another one start because the waiting list is getting too long. So find somebody and say, can I come underneath you? Can you guide me? Can maybe one of your board members serve on our board? Or can you know, like a church plant? Anybody been part of a church plant? Like that, only co-op plant. In my book, Homeschool Co-ops, I give an agenda for a planning meeting. So if you're planning a co-op, you read chapter 4. It's available online at HomeschoolCPA, so you can read it for free. Okay. And what it does is kind of walk you through an agenda of your first planning meeting where you want to cover these things: who, what, where, cost, and curriculum. Who are we? That was kind of your question about what are the expectations of the people. Who are we, what do we do, and where are we going to meet? If you're small enough, it could be a home. Some meet in the library. You may find a church. Sometimes the where is the hardest thing. So you might say we're a science co-op, or we're an enrichment co-op, or we're an academic co-op, or whatever. We're for young people, we're for just high schoolers, all that kind of stuff. So you decide who you are, what you're going to do, which is kind of like what can be pretty broad. Some co-ops organize around a curriculum, you know, many don't. And where are we going to be? Then cost. Many of you will think homeschool families, most of us are single income, we have to keep the cost low. But I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I am shocked sometimes at what parents are willing to pay. So don't think you have to keep costs low. Sometimes they're willing to pay for a very good class. In my homeschool co-op, Mrs. Roller taught an art class for high school students, and we were willing to pay because high school art takes someone very good, and we were willing to pay. She was a teacher, came from the outside, didn't have kids in our co-op, and we parents paid her to teach our kids a class, art class. So then she said, next year I'll teach middle school and elementary kids too. Of course, she was going to charge pretty much the same fee. And I was treasurer at the time, and I thought, Mrs. Roller, you're not going to get anybody to sign up for elementary art. You know, you can do that at home, right? Crayons and watercolors and construction paper, right? Oh no. She had more kids than she could just about handle elementary art, and parents were willing to pay for it. So when I say cost, don't automatically think I have to keep it like you know, really minimal. Cover your costs, leave a little buffer. I cover it all in the book. And what curriculum, or do each teacher get to decide? Those are just things you need to discuss.